What if I told you that one of football's greatest strikers was once a bicycle thief on the streets of Sweden? That a kid who grew up in a tough neighborhood surrounded by crime and struggle would go on to conquer the biggest stages in world football? This is the unbelievable story of Zlatan Ibrahimovic, how a boy from the rough streets of Malmö transformed from a troublemaker into a legend. How did he do it? One of the most famous people in football is Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who is known for his amazing skills, enormous ego, and attitude that seems to be bigger than life. But it wasn't easy for him to get to the top. Ibrahimovic became one of the best football players of all time, despite being born poor, being picked on as a child, and having to steal to make ends meet. This is the amazing story of how a poor bike thief became the most dangerous scorer in football. The Swedish player Zlatan Ibrahimovic was born on October 3, 1981. It has been hard to live since the beginning. As a child, he lived in a rough neighborhood and was often picked on because he was skinny, had a big nose, and spoke with a lisp. Although the self-proclaimed lion seems like a strong person, Zlatan wasn't nearly as scary as he would become as an adult. His life at home was just as hard. His cleaner mother had a hard time taking care of Zlatan and his 5 brothers. He had harsh punishment at home, as his mother would often hit him with a wooden spoon. When the spoon broke over his head one time, she told him to get a new one so she could keep punishing him. When Zlatan was 9 years old, his life took another dramatic turn when his mother went to jail. He was sent to live with his dad, but things didn't get much better. His dad did everything he could to help Zlatan become a football star. He even put off paying the rent so he could pay for his son's football school fees. Their house was often empty, though only a bottle of milk, ham, and cheese in the fridge every once in a while. Do you want to live a life of crime or play football? Zlatan stole because he didn't have much to eat and wasn't being watched anyway. To get by, he stole food, bikes, and even motorbikes. In a different turn of events, he might have been in jail instead of on the field. But even with all the problems, he had one clear advantage: sports. As a child in Malmö, Zlatan played street football and developed a unique, surprising style that made him a magician with the ball in his hands. He also had a black belt in Taekwondo, which affected the way he played acrobatics. Even though football was his escape, he often played with a grudge because he really wanted to prove himself. He was sure that one day he would show everyone what he was really made of. When Zlatan was 15, he almost quit football and looked for work at the docks instead. He almost quit. But his teacher talked him out of it. That choice would change his life forever. A star's rise. Zlatan signed his first professional deal with Malmö FF when he was 17. It was clear he was good, and in 1999 he made the first team and scored 16 goals in 40 league games. Top European teams were interested in him because of how well he played, and in 2001, Ajax paid €9 million to sign him. Zlatan became an important player for Ajax very quickly. He helped them win 2 league titles and score 48 goals in 110 games. But his fiery nature caused problems, including a well-known fight with Rafael van der Vaart. When Zlatan hurt van der Vaart in an international game, he approached him in the locker room and threatened to break his legs if he was accused again. Even with all the problems, Zlatan's ability could not be denied. He got one of the best goals of his career in 2004. He dribbled the ball past several defenders and then put it in the net. Because of this goal, he got a lot of attention from bigger teams, taking over Italy and becoming a world star. He went to Juventus for €18 million in 2004 and quickly became an important part of their attack. He was named the Foreign Player of the Year in Italy and helped Juventus win Serie A. But Juventus was later found guilty of match-fixing and sent back to Serie B. While Zlatan didn't want to play in the second division, he made Inter Milan offer him a move in 2006. Zlatan did very well at Inter. He won 3 Serie A wins in a row and became the world's highest-paid football player. He had a great relationship with boss Jose Mourinho, and they both had a lot of respect for each other. But Zlatan still had one goal in mind: to win the UEFA Champions League. A bad night at Barcelona. Zlatan did great at Barcelona at first. He scored in his first 5 league games, but things quickly got worse between him and Guardiola. Why? The Lionel Messi. Messi asked to play as a false 9 in the middle of the season, which took Zlatan out of his natural spot. When Zlatan faced Guardiola, he didn't back down. He told him, "If you don't have any balls, go to hell." From then on, Guardiola avoided Zlatan, and by the end of the season, Zlatan had to leave Barcelona, coming back from the dead and becoming a legend. Zlatan Ibrahimovic's career has been a testament to resilience, proving time and again that he thrives under pressure. After his stint in Italy, he returned to Serie A and secured another league title with AC Milan. But his journey was far from over. In 2012, he joined Paris Saint-Germain, PSG, and transformed the club into a dominant force in French football. Across 4 seasons, he netted an astonishing 156 goals in 180 games, becoming PSG's all-time top scorer at the time. Despite his undeniable success, many critics doubted whether Zlatan could compete in the physically demanding Premier League, especially at 34. But in 2016, he reunited with Jose Mourinho at Manchester United and once again silenced his critics. Scoring 28 goals in his debut season, he played a crucial role in United's victories, securing 3 trophies, including the Europa League. Then came one of the toughest challenges of his career, a devastating knee injury that threatened to end it all. Most players would have called it quits, but Zlatan is no ordinary player. His recovery was nothing short of miraculous, leaving doctors in awe of his sheer determination. Though Manchester United moved on, Zlatan wasn't done yet, taking over America and making a triumphant return to Europe. When he first came to the MLS, Zlatan was a big star. In 52 games, he got 56 goals, including an amazing 500th goal. When asked about MLS foe Carlos Vela, his famous answer was, "He's 29 years old and at the top of his game in MLS. Where was I when I was 29? In Europe." Big difference. Zlatan wasn't done with Europe yet, though. He went back to AC Milan in 2020, when he was 38 years old, to help bring the club back to its past glory. It was against all chances that he led Milan to their first Serie A title in more than 10 years. This showed that age doesn't matter. The mark of a lion. The story of Zlatan Ibrahimovic is one of strength, drive, and unwavering self-belief. From being a troubled kid who stole bikes to make ends meet to becoming a world-famous football player, his story shows how hard work and faith can pay off. There will always be a place in sports history for Zlatan, whether you like him or not. He came, he saw, he conquered, is all that is known about him. He did it all in style. He often said, "My name is Zlatan. I am Zlatan. You don't compare me to anyone." If you love incredible football stories like this, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on the next legend in the making.